Hi, I'm Colin. I live in northern BC, Canada. Last year I built an acoustic parlor guitar for the Great Guitar Build-Off. This year I'm building a travel guitar, but it's kind of got something special going on, so stay tuned. Anyway, let's jump in. I'm joining these boards into panels that will make the top and back of the guitar. Here I'm checking to make sure there are no gaps so that it will be a good joint. Okay, have everything thicknessed. Here's the top, 1.5 millimeters thick. This is a piece of birch. I'll laminate this to the top. Here's the back. Sides, 2 millimeters. And what's this? This is the internal soundboard. Right, so maybe I should explain what I'm building. For this year's build-off, I'll be building a travel guitar. I wanted to design an acoustic guitar with a full-sized scale length and a body small enough that you could travel with it easily. In a traditional guitar design, the top of the guitar is the soundboard, and that's where all the sound comes from. If I had stuck with a traditional design for this guitar, the small body and then the relatively thick top, because I wanted it to be durable, would have resulted in a real kind of a tinny sound, a quiet, tinny sounding guitar. And that's not really what I wanted. So I had the idea to make a soundboard that was a nice thin acoustically resonant piece of wood, cedar in this case, and to put that soundboard inside the guitar and to have a bridge attached to it poking out through the actual top of the guitar that the strings are then laid over, kind of like on an arch top where the strings are pulled over the bridge. With this design, the internal soundboard will basically float in the middle of the guitar. It will be held up by these supports that will be glued to the side of the guitar on the inside. So that's what's going on inside the guitar. For the shape of the guitar and the general outside design, I drew inspiration from NAH Guitars, who made a beautiful guitar, two actually, for last year's Great Guitar Build-Off. I really liked the cylindrical radius he put on the top and back of the guitar. I just thought it looked really, really cool. So I'm doing that to my guitar as well. This dish 24-inch radius. I'm laminating the top of this guitar because I want the top of the guitar to hold the 24-inch radius I'm putting into it. I could just brace it into that shape and kind of force a flat piece of wood into that radius, but I'm going to be cutting sound holes in the sides, and if I were to just brace it, the edges of the sound holes would just pop straight again because they wouldn't have the support of the braces. By laminating the top, the entire top will conform to that radius without really needing braces to keep it that way. On the computer, I figured out the profile of the side, and I'm cutting that profile in now before I do any bending or anything. And this will make my life easier later when I'm trying to sand the radius into the sides. This is my adjustable guitar mold. I keep getting interested in building different guitar shapes, and I'm getting tired of making, a full guitar mold for each shape. With this, I can experiment with different shapes or even changing them slightly, and I don't have to remake the whole mold, the whole jig each time. This will be my first guitar using this mold. The bent sides will sit in the guitar mold for a day to dry and cool, to lock in the shape that I've bent into them. Here I'm just cleaning up a little bit of glue squeeze out. Here's the glued in tail block and the neck block. You might think the neck block looks huge. This guitar will have a bolt-on neck like a Fender electric guitar, and so there will be a neck pocket carved right into this neck block. Now I'm putting in the kerfing. The kerfing and the soundboard supports are the same thickness, so it's a uniform gluing surface once I glue the top and back on. I think that's pretty good for part one. The sides of the guitar are almost complete. In the next video, I'll sand the cylindrical profile into the sides and glue on the top and back. Thanks for watching.